to keep talking. Wow. She's doing something on the phone real quick for us.
It's still processing.
Anyways, so now we know that the movie is going to be split into two just because there's so much story to go through.
Story to go through, yeah.
Like, even in the Broadway show, it's so long that you would assume that they would do the same thing with the movie just because, one, they want to
Get it right.
Get into the characters and get it right.
Yeah.
So the filming of this began in late 2022 and continued to 2023.
Yeah.
It being shot in England. You know, we had some different
Part
things.
1, Avi being released last weekend.
Yes.
Yeah. On Thursday.
On
so
Thursday.
It's
Same day as Gladiator.
22nd.
So I said this is a new Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
But it's not.
And then there's been, I don't know if it's rumors, but potentially the date for part 2 is going to be the same time around November 26th for 2025. We don't know if it's exactly November 26th or if it's around like in November.
Yeah.
Because things could change, obviously. Yeah. But they do have plans for next year to release part 2. They filmed, they filmed both of them back to back.
It's just
and then it's just getting it released. Yeah. All right, costumes.
Costume design. Now, this costume designer, Miss Susan Helferty. I hope I didn't butcher the last name. She is well known being the costume designer for Wicked in the Broadway production. So she created the iconic looks that brought to life the world of Oz to the Broadway show. In particular, she was the one that really helped bring the green skin protagonist Elphaba to life, especially because it's makeup. How are we gonna do it? Also, like, she was really focused into making it like not so cliche, like more of a like really like stand out, especially with her counterpart like person, which is Glenda, the pink and the green. And the pink and the green also
I think it's crazy because
we also chose the pink and the green, but it wasn't because of Wicked, just because these are our favorite colors. So it was,
it's kind of full circle.
When worlds collide.
And then she won a Tony Award in 2004 for Best Costume Design, which is huge.
Yes.
And then, so now with the film adaptation, she kind of handed the reins over to Paul Tazewell. So she still obviously kept her influences and things like that, but the person like at the head of it was Paul. And he's known for his work in Hamilton and West Side Story, also The Wiz Live. And so he kind of reimagined the costumes in order for it to have a good cinematic experience, because this is another thing too, for costumes it's very different when you're on Broadway, again because you have a huge audience that's live and you wanted to captivate the audience, versus it being different on screen because colors can be different like you have to do a screen test to make sure that the colors look good, they reflect well on the screen
and on the people playing it as well. I saw a clip on TikTok that, especially for Cynthia, who plays Elphaba, for their color, this color that they used on her skin is actually a color that got discontinued. But they were so focused on making sure that the color like really like tied into her own skin color, you know, that it didn't look off or like weird. So even that, like the thought of detail.
Also because if you think about it, in the 1939 film there was issues about that because it was like obviously like the paint that they used at that time was flammable, and when they would have to do flammable things in the set, like even I think the actress at that time got her eyebrows like fully like burnt off because of it. So they also want to keep that in mind of like the health of the actor.
The actors, and like I think like just they consider everything. In, you know, especially like the color that Cynthia is wearing for Elphaba the Green is very much different than the one in Broadway, but it has to do with the same thing. You have such crowd from the front row to the way to the back, and you want them to know, you know, the difference between the characters.
And I feel like when it's more of like a film, you want it to look more realistic because there's more close-ups, there's more, you know, like there's more things, there's different things that they kind of look for when they're creating the costume. So that was that's who was in charge of this. The costume designer for the 1939 film was Gilbert Adrian, who was the head of costume at MGM at the time. So not only did he like work on that film, but there was other films that he worked
did.
on. But he crafted the iconic Dorothy look, which again is another iconic look. The gingham blue dress, the Cowardly Lion fursuit, which actually had real lion fur, which is crazy. And then the Tin Man metal armor, which again, that paint was kind of toxic at that time.
Yes.
But I don't know if they didn't know, or if that's all they had. And then the Scarecrow's patchwork outfit, which again, these are things that are like memorable costumes that like somebody had to design them. Somebody had to like create that kind of,
draw them out, and then bring them to life. Because I feel like, especially from two people who are artists and fashion designers, it's really hard to, from pen and paper, bring it to life. To basically what your thought of a certain garment being brought to life is so hard, because you want to make sure you get all those ideas into it. You know? Also, like, what materials are you working with? Also, you have to keep in mind, like, how is it gonna show on screen or to the audience, and then how do you not make it look tacky? Like, you genuinely want it to look the best. And so there's so many factors that go into it, and there's a full team. Like, just because they're the head designer doesn't mean they do everything. There's people who are sewing all day. There's people who are creating the costumes, stylists who help put it on the actors, make sure it's placed right,
with the accessories
and stuff like that.
But yeah.
But although that Adrian, who did the Oz costume design, he was one of the lead designers. We have other artists.
Sorry, I got scared because there was a bee outside, and I was like, I remembered like the windows are closed.
It's closed, girl. Girl, I would have put these.
I know, that's what I was like.
Let's be honest. I hate bees. We also don't want to forget about the other artists and people that were a part of it, and also his work still continues on from now in legacy. But it is.
I feel like also these memorable looks, right? You've seen them on people like Harry Styles, like
Halloween.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you also see them as costumes, like for Halloween. They're very iconic, very memorable, and they've been redone over and over, which I think just shows that like your work kind of transcends time and it's relevant. Which I think is special.
I could only imagine if they were to do a live action, or not live action, but like bring it to life again for this time period, how the dress and the outfits would look for now.
I think that's also another thing, like with the success of Wicked, are they going to do that? Are they going to make their own version of the Wizard of Oz, which I think would be great, and I think would also make the stories all tie in together more, you know, because you have the same characters playing the other characters. Which, if you understand the timeline, I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
But watch TikTok.
But you could do your own
TikTok
research.
Can spoil it for you, but
I will not.
I will not.
All right. So, now the way to close it off, right? Memorable outfits that we're looking forward to, right? I'm looking forward to Elphaba's university uniform outfit. I feel like that was an iconic one on Broadway. It's an iconic one on the screen. In part 1, you get to see them in school, so I think that's also very cool. That's when she's like, you know, not popular yet.
Which I love that. Like, also, can we talk about how technically both Ariana Grande and Cynthia both sang those live?
Oh, they sang
those were not recording. Like, it was all live. Like,
which again, it just shows like you really have to have that vocal range.
Invested into the film,
and it shows on the screen. It shows, like, that's why I think it's a success, because it's like people are actually excited. It's kind of like if you couldn't go see the Broadway show, and it's like they're bringing Broadway to you, and it's genuinely sung live. Like, you get that same feeling that you would get if you went to Broadway. Another one too that I'm actually excited for, like the costume, is the Defying Gravity costume. I just think of Winston when he's singing the Defying Gravity from
he's
New
like
Girl.
singing popular
Lar.
I'm
so sorry, but I'm
watching it for him.
But those are two of the iconic ones that I'm really excited for Elphaba to see her in, just to see how it's different to maybe how it was on Broadway or similar, like to get those kind of like Easter eggs.
I think for me it would be Avi, the most iconic look that we all know is the bubble dress.
Yeah.
That is
from Glinda.
From both Broadway, from the film, the first ever film,
the bubble dress,
to now, and to how the style and the silhouette of everything incorporates to the trends now and how it, relates. The other one I just thought it was so beautiful is the one that she's wearing with like the big ruffles and stuff like that. I think they're going to like a ball or something, or a gala for the school or stuff. Which we see her wearing and like in her pink and all that stuff, which is really beautiful. Like the hand craftsmanship on that dress, amazing. 10 out of 10, honestly.
Everyone who worked on that, guys, props to you. You did amazing.
Bow down.
And then another one too, I think I'm excited in the future, if they were to do Oz, to see what it would look like in the Emerald City.
Yes.
And like to see those iconic characters, because it's like, how do you take an iconic character that has transcended through time, not only make them still relevant, which I feel like they are, but how do you like make their costume? I feel like that's a big undertaking, right? Because you could either, I mean, you don't want to change it at all. No. But I feel like how do you make it fresh and new and still have that aha moment?
Exactly.
Vibe. So if they were to make those films, I think that film, how would they?
They connect. Yeah. Because it's like the bubble dress that we know, the outfit that Elphaba wears when she officially claims the throne of the Wicked Witch of the West. In the first part. Yeah. Like, these are iconic looks that we've seen transcend through the years to now. Yeah. So it's like now, which hopefully they would make it. How would they make it to now?
To Dorothy, to this. How would you see them together?
How would you see them? Especially the red sparkly shoes.
I know. Also, another character too that we love is Fiyero. Right? There's a bit of a love triangle there. There's a bit of a will they, won't they?
It's so sad that this man is gay. Someone said
it's not sad
for me,
but
honestly, this is
a thing. He's gorgeous, you know.
Also, this girl goes. The way that this man has like brought me down from wherever I was from my high horse. She's like that. I realized that I can never have a chance with this man.
This is the thing. I'm fully convinced that he really made pining men come back.
He was a man written by a woman.
He was for sure in Bridgerton. And then that also reminds me of Andrew Scott in Fleabag. Like, they just really get it, and it's understand. Why can't they understand?
You know, so why can't men understand that?
I mean, they are men.
No, like
straight men,
like men, like those, like
buff men.
Like, this is a perfectly good example of how you get the girl.
How you get the girl. Okay, we'll probably cut that off. Yeah, that won't make it. Anyways. So we're excited for also that love triangle. We're excited for that kind of vibe.
Also his like costume, like also like all the embroidery and like all that stuff.
It's a bit like military style for his, which again, I don't want to spoil it, but he's also another character down the line. So I don't know. Like, I think I want to see how they also tie that together.
Which from what I've heard, it's the second movie. It plays a lot of part of the characters that we know now become what we know from
in The Wizard of Oz. Yeah. So I mean, this was a pretty short one too, as well. Because it's Thanksgiving weekend. So go enjoy time with your family.
I don't eat turkey. I don't like turkey.
Go watch these movies. Go talk about them.
No political.
No, but don't talk about.
You know what's our only political topic? Gladiator and The Wicked.
Your Roman Empire and Broadway. That's all we want to talk about
at
the dinner table. So
you
go watch these films before.
Bro, his sister was a wait.
That's the kind of fighting I want to see on the dinner table.
And his.
That's the kind of controversy I would tolerate at the dinner table.
We create that.
We should. Follow us on TikTok. Maybe you'll see Natalie screaming at me.
Bro, his sister was the Wicked Witch, bro. No, bro.
Yeah, you would do that perfectly. It's giving younger sister vibe. Anyways, that's it for this week.
Love you.
Happy Thanksgiving for those who do celebrate. And see you next week.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. See you next week for a very special episode. Did I put the camera away or no?
Yeah. Yeah.